touch and salute the holy feet of Bharata Mata, the most powerful and the most merciful. आज यदे उपस्थित सर्वाना मासा नमस्कार. My good friend and my colleague in the parliament, and today we both are working as governor of different states, Sriman Arif Mohammad Khan ji, Honorable Governor of Bihar, Sri Mangal Prapad Lodha ji, Minister of Skill Development in Maharashtra State, Dr. Vijay Darda, Chairman, Lokmat Media Group and former Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, and Dr. Padant Rahul Bodhi Mahadero, President, All India Bhikkhu Sangha, Acharya Dr. Logesh Muniji, Founder, World Peace Center and Ahimsa Vishwa Bharati, Sri Prithviraj ji Kothari, Chairman, Jain International Trade Organizations, Sri C.C. Danki ji, National President, Bharat Jain Mahamandal, Dr. P.S. Pasirija, former DGP, Maharashtra, and Bhai Begno, sabko namaskar. I am indeed delighted to be here to be a part of the interfaith dialogue organized by Sri Vijayadhara ji and Acharya Lokesh Muni ji, and I congratulate both of them for their organizations for this timely and extremely relevant initiative. So we all know the God is one. Then why the differences are coming? It is only because one is not recognizing the other way of worshipping. So we worship the way it is being worshipped by others, then it is the end of the story. The harmony is coming, everything is coming. See, the river is starting from the ice glaciers of Himalayas, or it may be from the plain. But all the rivers, wherever it is starting, in which continent it is running, finally it has to come to an end only at the sea. Whatever the worship we made, the bhakti, the pratana, all is for only one thing, that the human society should have faith in dharma. No one has the right to harm the other. That is our ultimately the aim of worshipping the God. And all religions are equal. All religions are the same at the holy feet of the Almighty. So we should have our own right how to worship the God. That everyone has to respect it, and we should not interfere in the way the others are worshipping. And I am especially happy that Honorable Governor of Bihar, Sri Arif Mohammad Khan ji, is in our midst, and he is one of the tallest and finest intellectuals and an orator par excellence in our country. After listening to him, I don't think that we can contribute anything more to the dialogue. The way he has delivered his speech from the bottom of the heart, it is wonderful. All the distinguished personalities in this August Assembly and the religious leaders and the dayas, according to me, are the conscious keepers of society and the nation. We need your guidance in our march to become a developed nation. A developed nation cannot be built unless there is a harmony and peace in the society. There could not have been more appropriate occasion to hold this interfaith dialogue than today, a day ahead of Mahavir Jayanti, the birth anniversary of Lord Mahavir. In a world increasingly grappling with caste, communal and ethnic fragmentation, intolerance and unrest, Lord Mahavir's message of compassion, ethical contact and tolerance becomes all the more relevant. Whatever our elders have said, that is time and time again it is proved that they have not said anything wrong, but they have said everything for the globe forever. The land of Maharashtra has always shown the way forward. Saints of Maharashtra, Saint Janeshwara, Namdev, Chandrakar Swamiji, Eknath and Tukaram stood up for the common people and challenged orthodoxy. They brought the knowledge and wisdom of Vedanta to the common man. Any high philosophy should not be stagnant at the top level. It should penetrate the common man. That is where the society, the uneducated, the illiterate, who is working only for his livelihood every day, he also should understand the essence of the philosophy. That is what is important, and all our saintly people are doing everything so that the common man also understand the dharma. The concept of interfaith dialogue is not a new one. It has existed throughout history as people from different religious backgrounds have sought to understand one another, build bridges, and promote peace. Interfaith dialogue has the ability to bridge the divides, dismantle prejudice, and foster a deeper understanding of our shared humanity. Swami Vivekananda had addressed one such interfaith dialogue in the form of World Parliament of Religions held in Chicago in the year 1893. The message of brotherhood of humanity he gave had touched the millions of people across the world when he said, brothers and sisters of America. So, we certainly need to revisit the message of Swami Vivekananda in today's time, where division, intolerance, and misunderstanding dominate the headlines of every newspaper today. India has long been a cradle of religious harmony. This is the only nation on the earth which gave birth to four religions: Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. Christianity arrived in Kerala when Jesus Christ was still living. Islam came into India in the 7th century. The Parsis came into India when they faced persecution in their own country of origin. India welcomed all the faiths with open hand and with open mind. Likewise, the Jews came to India, some in Maharashtra. Even today, I participated in one of their function also. None of them ever faced persecution here. Buddhism traveled to China, Japan, and Sri Lanka. Even in those countries, Buddhism is the main religion, and many other countries all over the world, our ancestors' preachings have gone. Indian scriptures have upheld the view, truth is one. The sages called it by different names. Yes, we call the God in different names. Today, more than ever, we have to remind ourselves of this openness of our culture. My dear brothers and sisters, in a multi-religious and multicultural society, it is essential that we teach our citizens to respect all faiths. This has to be made from schools and colleges. See, when you are younger, if we know how to live together, that is the thing which will grow with us, and it will be with us till the last breath of us. And We must encourage the schools and colleges to celebrate festivals of all religions. That in the name of secularism, we are preventing our students in celebrating the festivals of all religions. Secularism in the sense all religions are equal. And we need to encourage the parents to introduce their children to places of worship of different religions. This exposure will foster respect and empathy for other religions. It is disheartening to hear the people being denied housing based on caste or religion. That has to be ended once for all. That is all possible if the cream of the society like you comes out and raise your voice for the downtrodden people, and everything is possible on this earth provided we have open heart and our generosity in our heart. World peace and harmony cannot be created merely by interfaith dialogue. We have to make every citizen to a stakeholder in peace and goodwill. A thorough change in the thinking is the only way that real harmony can be brought in. And we need collective efforts to educate our society, to provide job-oriented skills to our youths and make our youths employable. And this is when we engage with one another in a spirit of honesty and goodwill, we create communities rooted in empathy and mutual responsibility. Lokmat and Ahimsa Vishwa Bharati deserve our wholehearted compliments for creating this platform for interfaith dialogue. We must institutionalize this platform and continue the process of this dialogue for better understanding and reconciliation to make our Mother Bharat a great nation again. Bahut bahut dhanyawad. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Maharashtra. Thank you.